But now you are hearing from the vice president the strongest words yet, that you're wrong. I wasn't authorized to do what I can do, and where the Republican Party is going is into dangerous anti-democratic territory.
It's good to be here with you. And, this is just a culmination of something that's been happening for a number of years in the Republican Party. Let's recall that during the President Obama's administration, Mitch McConnell said that he would be an obstructionist, that he would not work with Democrats, that he was going to be the Grim Reaper in which no legislation would pass. Fast forward into when the Republicans had a unified government, having control of both the House, the Senate, and the White House. What did they do? They only took care of themselves with a tax legislation. And now we see that they were unwilling to loose the grips of power at the demise of our democracy. They are only concerned with power. They are only concerned with controlling our government. And if they cannot have it, they will destroy it. And that's what we've seen that the President Trump has done through so much information that's coming out in January 6th that is validating the impeachment of that president, and history will show that individuals who did not vote to convict him were absolutely wrong.
I'm curious about whether this RNC censure of your colleagues Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger may be a bridge too far for some people. I constantly hear from former Republicans and Republicans that there's no real civil war going on in the Republican Party. It's Trump's party. And yet there were a number of tweets out yesterday as a result of this from Republicans. Mitch Romney tweeted, "Shame falls on a party that would censure persons of Congress conscience who seek truth in the face of vitriol. Honor attaches to Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger for seeking truth, even when doing so comes at great personal cost." Senator Cassidy tweeted, "The RNC is censuring Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger because they are trying to find out what happened on January 6th. Huh? Governor Larry Hogan of Maryland says, "The GOP, I believe, is the party of freedom and truth. It's a sad day for my party and the country when you're punished just for expressing your beliefs, standing on principle and refusing to tell blatant lies." Tell me about this, because on January 6th of 2021, all sorts of Republicans said this is terrible. One of them was, in fact, Donald J. Trump himself. He said this is terrible and people who did this should pay the price. Everybody folded. Everybody flipped. Does this flip them back a little bit?
Unfortunately, the individuals that you have cited putting out tweets are Cassidy, as well as Romney, were the brave Republicans who were willing to vote to convict the president in the impeachment. And we know that Governor Hogan has in the past come out against Donald Trump. So we don't see those individuals who have been lockstep behind the president after January 6th now turning and actually getting a spine. That has not happened, and I don't see it happening within the Republican Party. It's a sad day when we have the opposing party that is not only not playing by the rules, but actually going after our democracy. I'm not convinced that the Republican Party has a way back anymore. It doesn't seem that that's possible.
It is odd, because I'm not sure a ton of my viewers think that Mike Pence was the guy who was going to save democracy or the Republican Party. You did say in your presentation during the impeachment in February of 2021, you said the mob was looking for Vice President Pence because of his patriotism, because the vice president refused to do what the president demanded and overturn the election results. They were talking about assassinating the vice president of the United States. Now, we're more than a year later. This is literally a year after you said this. I suppose better late than never, but do you think Mike Pence saying what he said yesterday is of any consequence? Will it have any impact on anybody?
Oh, well, I'm a pessimist, Ali, and I fear that Mike Pence is really just trying to save himself in his own presidential bid. We know that he's been engaged in meetings in South Carolina where there's a huge Republican primary. We don't have him willing to come and testify before the January 6th commission. And those individuals from his inner circle, while they did testify, refused to say specifically their conversations with President Trump. So let's not hail him as the great hero at this point. We're grateful that he did not succumb to pressure from Donald Trump to follow suit and try to overthrow the government on January 6th. But is he going to be the patriot that we see Adam Kinzinger or Liz Cheney and actually outright repudiating the president and what he said? That's yet to be seen.
Representative Stacey Plaskett, Democratic representative for the U.S. Virgin Islands, thanks for being with us this morning. We always appreciate your time on a weekend morning. Joining me now, Yamiche Alcindor.